What's up everyone, Max Tech Toy Box here, and as you guys can see I just unboxed the new hybrid smartwatch HR. So this is Fossil's take on clearly hybrid smartwatches. This does connect via Bluetooth to Android devices running 5.0 and older, and I believe iOS devices running, let's see, iOS 10 and older. Okay, so this is supposed to boast 2-week battery life. You're going to be able to get your step count. You're going to get continuous heart rate monitoring. You're also going to be able to get workouts that you can log directly from the watch. You get notifications as well. One-way notifications, you can't respond to the notifications. Also, it's supposed to have sleep tracking as well. So no speaker, no microphone, but you're still getting the basis in terms of what I guess you could say, or at least what Fossil's take on what they believe a smartwatch is supposed to be. So you're going to get all your fitness features and tracking, and you're also going to be able to, you see this is a e-paper display, so that it drains less battery, or there's less battery consumption, and then also you'll be able to tell the dial, which is the standard dial here. Okay, so like I said, you get heart rate monitoring 24/7, sleep tracking, step counts. You can log workouts from here, and of course notifications and times, one-way notifications. So I'm going to put this through the paces and see exactly what it's like. This battery, like I said, is supposed to be 2 weeks. You're supposed to be able to charge from 0 to 100 in an hour. So, and that's probably accurate because Fossil's watches, they do charge fairly quick. But on the downside, in terms of their smartwatches, usually the battery is the weakest point. So on the back side here is the heart rate monitor. This does have 22mm straps. I don't break anything. First thing that I noticed as soon as I took it from out of the box is it's actually pretty hefty. It has a nice little weight to it, which I really wasn't expecting. I expected it to be lighter. I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing. We'll see. For workouts, sometimes you want something that's not in the way. Let's go ahead and put this on the wrist really quickly. Got the Amazfit GTR here. It's heavier than the GTR, at least it feels like on first look. Let's see, doing this from behind the camera. I don't really like the feel of this leather band. It's okay, but it's a little bit harder than I like. I like the brown color, that's why I got it. So, looks decent. I think it's a 42mm body. Not 100% sure, let's see. Doesn't say it on here, but by the time I do the full review, I will go ahead and post that down at the bottom so you guys can see. But so yeah, so I'm gonna put this through its paces and let you guys know what I think. Alrighty guys, so this is Max Tech Toy Box. I'm here doing the review for the Fossil Hybrid Charge HR. I really don't know if I got that name right. These hybrid watches, man, I don't like just their naming convention in general. It's weird to me, but whatever. So this is the Fossil the Hybrid, the new one that was just announced. So pretty cool looking watch. So first of all, let's go ahead and start off with the design like I always say. So this does have 22mm quick connect straps that you can connect obviously different watch bands. You have your optically based heart rate monitor on the back. Only 2 diodes here, so not the most, you could say, in-depth. It's in a lot of other fitness trackers have at least 4 to 6, and this one only has 2. In my use for using it, it's decent. The heart rate actually does stay fairly consistent in terms of using it when working out. Here on the right, you have your knobs, right? So, and then you have your e-ink display, and then of course your watch hands. So on the left side, I had this set up so obviously it shows my heart rate, steps, and then your time. Or so I have had this show the time in like digitally, but for some reason it doesn't show it all the time. And then down here is just the date. And if you ever wanted to sort of get the hands out of the way, like right now I can't see the date, you sort of do that little motion. There you go, and you see how the watch hands do that so you can read it. Okay, so let's say if you wanted to start a workout, I do have it set up so that my workout start by pressing this button down here, right? And then you sort of go down and you cycle through the different workouts. And then obviously, so treadmill, right, elliptical, run, workout, just a free workout. And the first one was weights. Let's see. And then obviously you go back home. And then of course, if you want to start a workout, then you just press that to go to start. So go back. So let's see, if I go here, this is sort of like a, I want to say main menu, so you can look at notifications, and then you can swipe through notifications. I don't want to put anybody on blast, so I want to make sure that I'm not saying anything crazy on here. Yeah, so these are just notifications here. You just swipe all the way through them. Cool. And if you want to go back, you just keep hitting this. You go all the way up to the top. And once that home button pops up, you just press back, or home rather. Let's see. And then if you do this, this sort of gives you your, I want to say, daily preview or review steps, how many active minutes, calories you burned, and then it moves these, the hands straight o'clock, straight from 9 to 3 o'clock, and then it tells me how my sleeping went for the day, 7 hours and 53 minutes. And then of course, if I was to scroll down, it measures my heart rate, so it'll tell me that. And it tells me my resting heart rate for the day was 51 and then 159. So it picked up my heart rate fairly quickly at 74 beats per minute. And I will say, it's been, like I said, it's been fairly consistent, okay? Now, so that was sort of the tour of the device. Now, the Fossil smartwatch application is actually it's nice. I like it. It's not as bad as I thought that it would be. Sort of gives you the ring sort of like that you get with the Apple Watch, so you can see the steps that you've taken, your workouts, your active minutes, calories burned, resting heart rate, highest heart rate. Also tells you, if it's synced. Tells you your sleeping, sleep tracking. You can click on it. It'll give you a preview for deep sleep versus REM sleeping and light sleeping. So fairly robust application, which I really didn't expect to have. And another plus is that this does also sync with Google Fit. So it's pretty, even though you call it a hybrid smartwatch, it does a lot of the things that normal smartwatches do, except you don't get actionable notifications, so you can't respond to them. That's probably the biggest thing that this is missing. Now again, this is subjective, because every watch manufacturer has their own version of what they believe to be a smartwatch. But to me, what makes a smartwatch is something that obviously has to be able to tell time. You should be able to get notifications, has to be a good fitness tracker. And then being able to interact with it. So being able to respond to notifications, I think, is really what makes sort of the perfect smartwatch, in my opinion. So it has to be able to do each one of those things really well. So getting notifications, but being able to respond to those notifications via text, via voice, whichever route that's available. Also, working out, being able to work out consistently, having a good heart rate monitor, good fitness tracker, being able to connect to a Bluetooth chest heart strap monitor. That's also something I think that makes a really good fitness tracker, because that way you know that you're getting the most accurate data available. Okay, has to be able to tell time, of course, has to have a good battery life, and then those are the pillars to me, and of course it has to look good. Okay, so this gets notifications. It's a decent fitness tracker. You can't respond to those notifications. You cannot connect this to any Bluetooth heart rate monitor. It also does not have GPS, but it does have connected GPS. So if you go running with this watch, it just connects to your phone. Your phone has to be present. And battery life. This is supposed to be able to get 2 weeks of battery life. In my personal experience, I don't think you're going to get that. You probably get a week. Some people say a little bit more. It depends on how active you are. If you work out a lot, then I would say you get about a week, okay, maybe about 5 to 7 days, which is still pretty good. That's decent battery life, and that's because of this e-ink display on the back. Something else I wanted to show you guys is if you double tap this, it does turn on those lights on the back, so if you're in the middle of the night and you want to happen to see what time it is, then you can do that. So yeah, so that's everything that I like about the watch and sort of its feature set. Things that I don't like. So I don't like the fact, of course, that you can't respond to notifications. I don't like the fact that you can't connect the Bluetooth heart rate monitor to it for more accurate readings. But that's pretty much it. It actually is a fairly nice watch. This also has sort of like a quick charge, so you can charge it in like 30 minutes to an hour. But yeah, it's a nice watch, and it's fairly simple, and I was surprised that I liked it so much. So if you guys are watching these videos in order, I did a Amazfit GTR review not too long ago, and I think that this is actually a better watch than the Amazfit GTR. And the reason for it is because I like Fossil's smartwatch application a little bit better. Something else I will go back to say is this does not sync continuously, so you do get notifications routinely, meaning that it's connected to the phone, but you have to force sync data between your watch and between the phone. Unfortunately, I don't know why. It seems like it should be continuous, probably to conserve battery, but if it's connected for messages and notifications, then that shouldn't be an issue. And I will say that connected notifications have come through fairly quick. With all the watches that I've tested, this is probably the fastest, probably behind only the Samsung Galaxy Watch series. This might even be a little bit faster, but it's been always gets notifications and haven't had any issues with that. I'm just throwing it out there because I know Fitbit does have some connected issues that I experience, and there's a whole community out there that's also experienced that. But yeah, so overall, this is definitely a smartwatch that I would recommend. Going into the holidays, looking at watches, gifts to give people, it's fairly simple, but it does all of those things, like I said, fairly well. It's not, now I'm not going to say that this is a Garmin fitness tracker. It's not, okay? So you only get 5 or 6 features that you can actually track here, but they're the most common features. And I'm sorry, I meant 5 or 6 exercises that you can track, but they are the most common exercises. So really no issues to me with using this watch as a fitness tracker. The vibration is sturdy. It's a nice feeling vibration, doesn't feel cheap. The watch itself is a little bit heavier than the Fitbit, but not as heavy as the Amazfit GTR is a little bit heavier. So yeah. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Again, if there's any devices that you guys want to see a review on, make sure you leave them in the comment section below so that I can get my hands on those devices as well. So this is Max Tech Toy Box signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and if you guys want to know if I think you should get this watch, this is definitely one of my favorite smartwatches. Sort of a sleeper. Sort of came out of nowhere. Does some basic stuff. The e-ink display is more reminiscent of the Pebble, but the Pebble is a decent smartwatch as well. So I know I just did the outro and I gave you guys a little bit more information, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.